Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, prison called life. We are back again in the prison called life. The thing about this life is that enough is just never enough. Um, you can try and convince yourself that once you get something that you've always wanted, that will be it. That will be the end of your greediness. But the thing about life is that that's exactly what it's about. It's about greediness. It's about the feeling of never being satisfied. That's the thing about this life. We can deny and try by all means to refute the fact that as human beings, we are greedy. We just have this insatiable thirst and hunger for more and more and more. It doesn't matter what it is. Every aspect of our lives, we always want more. And the shit just never ends. You look at somebody who claims that they're in a happy relationship, but they still out there um, texting other women, texting other men. That just goes to show you that this greediness, it knows no bounds. You will see somebody who has 2 cars, he still wants more. 5 cars, they still want more. As long as the money is there, you'll still want more. Five houses, never enough. You have $1 billion, but you still want another $1 billion. And you realize that, okay, man, you have all of this money, but this money will never end, even in 3 lifetimes. But but you still have the freaking money. 3 lifetimes you can spend the money, it will never end. You must ask yourself, what is the purpose of all of this? What is the purpose of all of this greediness? And then you realize that we are wired this way. We are it's just human nature. It will never ever end. People who fool themselves and think that they are satisfied, nah. you know Even when you say you want peace, you can never have enough peace. There will always be something that stresses you out. You can be an old man, be in retirement, and say, you know what, I'm retired because I want peace. I no longer want to work. I no longer want to be stressing about all the stuff I used to stress about. So I'm in that moment now where I just want peace. And you still have your daughter or your son stressing you out. Maybe they're not working, they keep asking you for money, you know or they causing trouble outside the house, they're causing trouble in town, whatever. Like, you can never have enough of anything. What I've realized is that every urge that I have, I'm going to fulfill it. you know if I have an urge, I'm going to fulfill it, because that's basically your body saying, we want this, we need this. And if you do not get the body that, you're the one that's going to suffer. Even though too much pleasure can make you suffer, there has to be a limit at some point, right? But that's what I've realized. I don't want to be at the point where I deny myself things, because I'm trying to be all holy and stuff like that. Because there are people who go to the maximum effort to try and deny themselves things. They'll deny themselves, like, I don't know, but basically they'll deny themselves pleasures. They do not want to indulge in certain things because they believe that, okay, if I do this certain thing, it's gonna make me impure. Basically just mess up just mess up whatever kind of purity they think they have, which is a lie. you know Let me tell you something, man. When you get into this realm, when you get into this planet, when you get into this earth, nobody here is a good person, okay? So you might as well stop, okay? Nobody here is a good person. As long as you're a human being, as long as you're a human being, you're wired for self-destruction. That's the truth. If nobody ever told you this before, I'm telling you this. Why do you think so many people have tried doing so many good things and it never happened? It never happened. Some people tried doing the good stuff and they got sold out. They sold out because at some point they realized that there is no solution. There is no solution to what we are as human beings. We are destructive by nature. We are greedy. We are never satisfied. Nothing is ever enough for us. Even if people live in a good country, there will always be complaints about, oh, why can't we have this? Why can't we have that? The human being is never satisfied. I'm telling you, man. There's always some form of complaint that's going to be put out there. It's just it's a never ending thing. So due to that, like I said, I realized that like I'm not gonna go to the extent of denying myself things, you know because you think that you have free will. You think that you can control things in this world that we live in. But just give in, man. Go with the flow. There is no special prize for being a good person. In fact, good people get screwed over all the time, from my experience. From what I've seen, good people always get constantly screwed over. There is no good person there. Leave all of that crap. If you're trying to be a good person, good for you. But I'm telling you now, man, like, there's none of that. None of that exists. So enough is never enough. And this is not your fault. This is just the way the world works. If enough was enough, we wouldn't be where we are as human beings. In some cases, I would say that's a good trait to have, because some of the suffering that people used to have has now been minimized. But you know the bad thing now is that even if somebody is doing something bad, they do not know the limits of where they are supposed to stop. That's the bad part about it. That's the bad part about not knowing when to stop. Because even if you're doing something bad that keeps on hurting others, but because you keep benefiting from it, you just never stop. So that's what I realized, man. Enough is never enough. As a human being, you'll always be greedy. You'll always be unsatisfied. So some of the pleasures, you just have to give in to them, just so you can balance things out. Because sometimes if you restrict yourself too much, that's also some form of punishment to yourself. You're not pleasing anybody doing that. You're just hurting yourself. From my experience, and from what I've seen. So anyway, man, this is DeadMf and I'm signing out.